A lot of BattleTech players think they're playing defensively, but they're actually giving their opponent free turns. That's what tempo is. And tempo is the difference between I'm being patient and I'm losing the game one free turn at a time. If you watch the movement mistakes video, this is the layer underneath it, because tempo is why those mistakes matter. I had a game where I was so focused on setting up a solid flank and getting one of my mechs out of trouble that I never stopped to ask whether the rest of my army was actually doing anything that turn. The flank worked and the mech was saved, but when movement ended, I'd just given my opponent a completely free shooting phase. Not because they outplayed me, but because they could ignore the rest of my force entirely. Today I'm going to give you a simple test to spot it, and 2 tabletop patterns that let you take tempo back without charging in like an idiot. Tempo in BattleTech is who gets to ask the questions. If you have tempo, your opponent spends their turn responding, turning to face, backing up, breaking formation, or taking shots they didn't want. If you don't have tempo, you spend your turn cleaning up problems. I need to change my facing. I need to get out of this lane. I need to retreat before I get surrounded. I need to sprint because I'm late. Tempo isn't aggression. Tempo is forcing bad options. Here are 3 signs you think you're defensive, but you are actually passive. Sign number 1. You keep saying, I'm waiting for them to come to me. If you're waiting without changing the board state, you're not defending. You're donating time. Sign number 2. Your opponent decides the range bands. If they can choose long range now and short range later, whenever they want, you're not controlling the fight. You're just present. Sign 3. You only move to avoid damage, not to create it. Defensive play still creates threats. Passive play only removes threats. If 2 of those hit you, good. This video is for you. Let's talk about the classic. I'm going to sit in cover and make them walk into my guns. Here's what actually happens. Turn 1. You hold position. Your arcs are fine. You feel safe. Opponent moves laterally, not forward. They're not charging you. They're reshaping angles. Turn 2. You hold position again, because they still haven't committed. Opponent now commits, but not into your kill zone. They commit into the side of your kill zone. Now you have a choice. Rotate to give up shots. Back up and lose range control. Stay and eat side shots. That's tempo. You thought you were defending, but you handed them an extra turn to solve the problem. The fix? Defensive play must still change the board. Instead of hold, you do one of these. Take a hex line that denies a flank. Step to a new angle that forces them to walk through arcs. Threaten the side lane so their lateral move costs them something. Defensive tempo is, you can come around the side, but you'll pay for it. Here's the rule that will improve your games immediately. If your move doesn't either improve your next turn's attack options or make your opponent's next turn worse, you gave up tempo. Up to now we've talked about losing tempo by standing still. Now I want to show you what it looks like when backing up actually wins tempo. You feel like you're losing because you're backing up, but you're actually taking tempo. Turn 1, you back up behind cover while maintaining arcs. Your opponent thinks, they're retreating, I can push. Opponent pushes into a lane to close range. Turn 2, you don't run away, you sidestep and pivot. Now their push put them in worse cover, in worse facing, and, most importantly, late. Late is tempo death. Late means you spend turns sprinting to fix position instead of shooting. So you punish. You focus fire the lead unit that overextended, you force a PSR chain or heat problem, and now they're reacting. The key is you weren't retreating. You were inviting a commitment on your terms. This is the difference between passive defense and tempo defense. Passive defense waits for mistakes. Tempo defense manufactures them. Tempo play number 1. Threaten the lane. Pick one lane your opponent wants. Flank, ridge, wood line. Put a unit where moving through that lane costs them. Side exposure, bad terrain, or focus fire. You don't have to kill them. You have to make the lane expensive. Tempo play number 2. Delay with teeth. If you need to slow the game down, do it with a move that still attacks the future. Back up while keeping arcs. Move to where next turn you can step out and shoot. Force them to commit before they get value. If you delay without teeth, they get free geometry. And this is why movement mistakes matter. Bad movement isn't just you got shot. Bad movement is you spent your turn fixing a problem you didn't need to have, which means your opponent used their turn to improve while you used yours to recover. That is tempo in one sentence. Here's a drill to build tempo instincts. After every movement phase, ask, did I make their next move worse? If the answer is no, ask, what lane did I just allow for free? Do that for one game and you'll start seeing tempo everywhere. Defensive play isn't about standing still. It's about shaping the fight so your opponent has to respond, even when you're backing up. Tempo tells you whether a move is buying you options or quietly giving them away. In the next video, we'll dig into initiative, because tempo and initiative go hand in hand, and most players treat them like separate topics. If this gave you something useful to think about, hit the appreciation button. Now go out there and sharpen your tempo. Good luck on your next deployment, Mech Warrior.